All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to what I think is part 4 of our average Joe budget project bike build. I know there's been a lot of little snippets and videos here and there for the bike, but I think this is part 4. As you can see, our 2019 KTM 350 SXF is starting to go back together. We've added a lot of little parts here and there. Kind of want to take you through some of the things that we've added. We didn't want to spend a lot of time videotaping us installing some of these things, but just want to kind of give you an idea of where we stood with the project as we're starting to finish it up, because we have a race coming up pretty soon. Just start here at the top. We went with a set of Pro Taper clamp-on grips on both sides there, obviously. We've never had any experience with the clamp-ons, but I've got a bunch of friends that love them, so we thought we'd give them a shot. We got a good deal on those at a shop that was going out of business. We also installed a set of the ARC unbreakable brake and clutch levers. Another good deal that we found. And so we decided to give them a shot. We had some experience with the KTM power parts, which look almost identical, except the KTM were orange, so I'm thinking we got pretty much the same thing there. As we showed you some of our last videos, some of the little parts, we've got the speed bleeders that we installed on our forks. It makes these air forks a whole lot easier to bleed the air off of, which you need to do quite often. And also the forks already came with the Works Connection adapter, which allow you to add the air there. We went ahead and replaced the front wheel bearings. I know you can't see the wheel bearings, but we went through and replaced those with a Pivot Works kit. And we also installed these KTM dust caps that go over the wheel bearing to kind of help keep the dust out and the grease out. And I had to install a new front brake rotor. The last one had a weird, I don't know what to call it, like a warping type thing. When it was on the bike, it was great, but when you know, everything looked straight, there was no dragging or anything, but when we took it off, the actual center bolt piece would flip back and forth depending on how you want to do so. We figured something was up with that, so we started to replace that. We installed our Cherubi's disc brake cover. This is a neat setup. It comes with the actual plastic cover itself, and then the mounting bracket. They're actually sold separately, but the mounting bracket actually mounts where your wheel spacer would mount and stays attached to the wheel. You can remove the cover if you want to, but that stays attached, so it only allowed us to use the one dust cap on the front. And also we had to install a new front axle nut, and as you know, all this stuff hasn't been torqued down or tightened yet. We just kind of put these on for the video. Our old nut that we found was messing with it, had some stripped threads. So it would go back on, but we just didn't feel comfortable with it, and I didn't want to put something that could cause us bigger problems in the future, so we decided to go ahead and replace that. We have, as I showed you last video, cleaned everything up really well. When we had the tank and everything off, we went ahead and checked the valves. Everything was in spec. Everything was good there. Cleaned everything real good, and we replaced a lot of our fasteners. I bought the Euro pack that I showed you that had a lot of replacement fasteners and stuff. And the things that we didn't have, we took some time and spray painted and stuff just to give it a fresher look, give it a cleaner look. It's nothing like just crappy looking fasteners on the bike to kind of ruin a good looking bike. We replaced the shifter tip with the tough Tusk shifter tip. And though everything again is loose, we haven't tightened everything up yet. We'll do that here in the future. We've got replaced front and rear sprockets, and the chain guide with a Cherubi's chain slider and a Polysport guide. We've got an upper slider to go on. We haven't got that installed yet. We will replace the inline fuel filter and the fuel filter in the tank. We've got a new twin air filter to go in, but like I said, we're using kind of the stock plastic with what we're going, because this plastic was in good shape. While we're here, we replaced the swing arm bearings, which was a great idea, because when we pulled this thing apart, I took the swing arm off, the needle bearings just fell into the floor. It looked like probably they had never been serviced, so they were shot, so we replaced all that. And we're also replacing the linkage bearings while we're at it. We have those, haven't had a chance to install those yet. That's next on our list, and we'll start actually putting things back together. Cleaned up our FMF exhaust, ordered us a new sticker to put on there, just so it looks a little bit better than it did. The anodizing has some damage to it from the previous owner or something, but it cleaned up and it was functionally fine, so we didn't want to go to the cost of having to replace all that. But again, replaced all the fasteners on this side. We also went with a rear brake pedal rebuild kit that comes with new bearings, new eyebolt or rod end, and the fasteners that you need there. Also comes with a nice spring to replace the old one and get the brake pedals much tighter than it was. Also the OTG foot pegs I didn't show you on the other side. But we can also see you replace the stainless steel, the pins with a set of stainless steel pins. These are real nice, got a real good deal on those, found those. Everything else was pretty solid with the bike. We do have some things that you can't see that we did. We put in a set of Ride Engineering, I don't know, handlebar mounts. The other stock, they come rubber mounted. And a lot of times with a, just a small crash, you tweak your bars and you have to go through and reset everything. These are supposed to eliminate a lot of that kind of stuff. So we hope that'll take care of that. We cleaned everything up real good. Checked all our wiring, went through the front, rewired all the, or not rewired, but checked all the fittings and make sure everything was in good contact there. Zip tied everything up together and starting to go back together. We've got a few more things we're going to do, a few more items to put on. We still got some of the plastic stuff to bolt on over here. We're probably with the, what I'll call, I guess, stage one. We're going to put the bike together with the stock plastic and the tires and wheels that came with the bike, or that I had already installed on the bike, just to keep our budget down. And then we're going to go kind of with what I call a stage two, I guess, where we replace all the plastic and the graphics and seat cover and all that kind of stuff to make it kind of more custom, carrying our sponsors' logos and, to make the bike look like we want it to look. So it should be moving along kind of quick, because like I said, we have a race in about 3 weeks, so we've got to get some time on this bike, make sure everything's running and working like we need it to for our season. So be sure to like and subscribe to this video. Check out the other videos. They'll kind of give you more of an idea of what we're doing. And if you have any questions, stick them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. And we'll see you next time.